Welcome to this episode of On the Lake. Alongside Nick Chan, I'm Marcus Acevedo. Well, the warm weather is gone, the cold temps are here, and that means the semester has changed. The sports have shifted, and the leaves are all over the ground. Last week, we kicked off our School Spirit Week in preparation for the annual rivalry football game. We opened the week with a beach theme, where Lakers showed off their beach attire and how they like to kick it in the summer.
Day 2 was Halloween themed, of course, as the second day Spirit Week fell on Halloween. We had people dressed up as various characters, ranging from Walter White to Ice Spice to my personal favorite, Hall & Oates. The assembly was crazy and fun.
Welcome to the 2023 Boys Latin Halloween Assembly. Fully covered.
The third day was anything but a backpack day. Some people used suitcases, laundry baskets, and there was even a refrigerator spotted. Either way, the school spirit was there.
What do you have as your backpack today?
I got my laundry hamper. Just took my clothes out and I just threw my books and stuff in there.
I have a crock pot as my backpack today.
I bought a fridge for bring anything but a bag day.
I got my golf bag. I put all my books and stuff in here, so.
This is a Kevin Harvick signed NASCAR tire.
I have a drawer for my guest room.
I got a lawn bag.
I got a big fishing net.
And I have a desk.
Do you like to go surf fishing? This is like a convenient thing to have. It's like a cart, so you can just like put your rods in like your tackle box. It's actually my brother's. He doesn't know I brought it into school today.
My backpack, as you can see, is the shiny but squeaky Quest beach stroller or something. I don't know. It's a cart.
I got a little cabinet type thing to organize stuff.
All right.
Today I have a trash can duct taped to a scooter.
All right, you ride that around?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got my mom's really big purse out of her closet today. Threw my computer and my economics textbook in there.
Like a package carrier.
Well, I just have my stuff in the bottom, my computer, then my books and a single pen. It's pretty handy. I might actually have to fully convert to the fridge. More space. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Today we actually got a shopping cart.
Do you mind if I ask you where you got that from?
No.
Thursday was pajama themed. The guys did not disappoint. After school that day, PJs was also our theme for our student section at the BL vs. St. Paul soccer semifinal playoff game. Friday was our classic Laker theme, and Laker spirit was in full effect during our pep rally, where seniors Trace DeVonzo and Grant Gibson stepped in front of the whole school to get us ready for the big game.
Speaking of the big game, last year we were at Towson University under the lights and kicked some butt for Coach Shell's final game. But this year we paid a visit to our rivals with a new leader but with the same goal. Here's Bryce Antwerpen with a quick recap from a rivalry match versus the school on Falls Road.
Thanks, Nick. That's right. 2023 marks the first time Coach Tony Renato leads the Lakers against a team that shall not be named, looking to make it 5 wins in a row. To the game. The student section really showing out. Coach Tony had the boys rolling early. No score in the first quarter. Liam White drops back, scans the middle, and rips one deep on a rope. Brian Kelly reaches out and makes it look so easy. Lakers up 7-0 early. Second quarter now. Lakers leading 14-7. White finds Mason Prout across the middle. Prout powers across the goal line for 6. Matt Meredith's extra point made it 21-7, and that point would be huge. Late fourth quarter now. After a Crusaders touchdown, makes it 21-20. They decide to go for 2 and the lead. But the Lake Show defense slams the door. Tyrell Moore picks off the attempt and seals the victory for BL.
Hey, I just did my job. I pressed him, stayed on his hip. Quarterback threw it right to me. Season overall didn't go how we wanted to, but really at the end of the day, it's about this rivalry. And we came out here, do what we had to do, got the win. We do it for the Lake. We want heartbeat. We family.
We'll have more highlights and post-game sound later in sports. Back to you, Marcus.
Thanks, Bryce. What a game. Coming up next, we sit down with Mr. Clayton Willets to learn more about the man behind the history. Plus, we'll preview the winter sports season here at BL. And we have a shocking update about one of our favorite places to grab some grub. That's next. Stick around.
Here at Boys Latin, we take pride in helping the community and making a difference. Among many different causes here at BL, Lids for Kids provides hats for children who lost their hair and who are undergoing childhood cancers, serious chronic illnesses, and genetic conditions. The Baltimore Hunger Project provides food for children and families who are struggling. Leveling the Playing Field provides sports equipment to children in need. Lids for Kids, the Baltimore Hunger Project, and Leveling the Playing Field are just a few examples of Boys Latin proudly giving back to the community.
The scooter is an e-move cruiser. It's hard to be disappointed when you come into work when you're riding a scooter. You feel the wind through your hair. It's a wonderful experience.
Have you ever crashed?
I have crashed a scooter once.
We would like to take a moment and recognize all of our senior athletes. They have spent years on Lake Ave putting in the sweat and time that made them the player they are now. Senior days are days they will remember for a lifetime and really caps off great final seasons for all of them. Thanks to the boys and their parents for their hard work and dedication.
Welcome back. Some shocking news to pass along to the BL community. Some of you may have heard Sakura is closing. Or should I say, it is closed permanently. For good, no mas. We found out early November that our beloved Sakura in Hunt Valley has closed down. We realized this is a huge change because you could normally find a Laker there anytime during the year. So many people on this campus are shocked and never saw this coming. There's other locations, but they just aren't the same. Sakura will definitely be missed.
Attention gamers, the OG Fortnite map is back, and so are the old tools of the trade. Get ready to drop in at the old locations you love. Whether it's Risky Reels, Tilted Towers, Loot Lake, or even Pleasant Park. If that wasn't enough, the OG items from Season 1 are back. Whether you want to fly around with the grappler or launch in the air with the shockwave grenades, enjoy all the items from older seasons and have some fun. Whatever it is that you missed from the old seasons, it's back. So hop on and revive the old days. Play OG Fortnite today and get a victory for the OGs.
Speaking of OGs, Mr. Clayton Willets is Boys Latin's history teacher extraordinaire. His countless antiques, his period clothing, his passion for history and for teaching makes our campus a better place. BLTV's Tyler Puritz caught up with Mr. Willets in the Military History Museum.
Mr. Clayton Willets. I am the History Department Chair and I teach history, of course, here at BL. This is my 5th year.
Mr. Willets knew he wanted to be a history teacher since his freshman year in high school. He always knew, deep down, that he would end up as a teacher or a professor sharing his love of history.
That honestly goes back to probably freshman year in high school, maybe even 8th grade, which is when I started reenacting, and I knew that I just loved to share history. It was a passion of mine, and I kind of always felt like I'd be a teacher, either a professor or high school level. Of course, as it turns out, I became a high school teacher.
Mr. Willets' interest in history started back in his middle school days with the help of a close friend who shared a book about the American Revolution by author Kenneth Roberts.
Way back in probably middle school, and a buddy of mine who was fascinated by history, reading all these different historical fiction books, he got me hooked on this one book in particular. Well, I just dived on into that book, devoured it, and then all the other books in his series, and I knew, well, history's my thing. I'd go to the battlefields, with my buddy's father, and we would tour, we'd learn all this history, and I was hooked. And about the time I was in freshman year in high school, that's when I started to reenact, and I recognized I really do have a passion for teaching history and sharing that knowledge with others.
One of Mr. Willets' hobbies is participating in history reenactments. We've all seen Mr. Willets walk the halls or teach his students while dressed in authentic gear from bygone eras. Joining in the actual reenactment event is just part of the enjoyment for Mr. Willets.
In order to wear this historical clothing, right, I could pay hundreds of dollars for just a coat, or I could learn how to make it myself. So for me, reenacting is, half of it, I should say, is going to the events, shooting muskets, sword fighting, clashing swords or something like this. But then the other half is the preparation, the lead up to, the building, making clothing, making shoes, hats. I'm a gunsmith, so making some of the flintlock rifles or muskets. Making all the stuff. I've just been fascinated with building and making things.
As some may know, Mr. Willets has an impressive collection of artifacts and antiques, which makes his teaching much more exciting as students get to interact with some actual equipment and tools from historical time periods.
Everything from an old Roman lamp from about 8400 to, let's see, I've got a canteen from the early 1800s. So a lot of these artifacts that I have, I mean, they are artifacts, they're original. But a lot of my stuff too is, of course, reproduction. So I have a pretty big collection of muskets. As a gunsmith, I build and I also collect historical weaponry, swords. I built a crossbow over the winter last year. Right now I'm building a flintlock rifle. So I have what I refer to fondly as my armory. At home. It's I'm sure at one time it was a guest room, but now it's the armory. It has a little bit of everything up through the 20th century, through World War II.
Mr. Willets thinks teaching history to young men is more important in more ways than just recounting facts from the past or talking about wars and battles. Changes in humanity, how we built, how we interact, and how we socialize are all aspects of history that Mr. Willets makes sure his students are aware of.
Humans are complex, but also in some sense don't change. There are some things that really make us humans. I find just what does it mean to be human, and studying that question fascinating. And I'm hoping others see that as well, because that has implications for our future.
Many days throughout the school year, you can find Mr. Willets dressed in period gear, head to toe, exactly as a man 100 years ago would be dressed. The details are carefully adhered to, and the authenticity is close to origin as possible.
I like my students to be able to see this is how people dressed, and I could show them photographs if it's within the photograph period, or if it's earlier, like in the Middle Ages. I can show artists' rendering of what they might have looked like. But it's entirely different to see that actually being worn in front of you, to see the clothing, to see the armor, to see the weapons, to be able to handle like a sword, for example, to see how humans interacted with that clothing.
While Mr. Willets does not have just one favorite historical fact of all time, he does carry one, ready to go whenever someone asks.
George Washington's teeth were made of hippopotamus bone. Just kind of a random fact.
After teaching in a few different schools before coming to BL, Mr. Willets does not think he will be looking for a different place to share his love of history.
I feel like I could stay here for many, many years. And I feel like I've already hopefully began to leave a legacy from changing up the history courses, now offering the freshman world history instead of world cultures, and soon to be world history 2 for European history. But no, I definitely hope to stay.
We are lucky to have such a dedicated teacher here at Boys Latin. 3 cheers for Mr. Willets.
Thanks, Tyler. Great job from our C-Block crew in the BLTV newsroom. Continuing on the theme of tradition. The Inkwell is one of the great traditions here at BL, and Dr. K and his journalism class are back at work, recently releasing their 2nd issue full of interesting articles, including the recap of the St. Paul's game and a piece on BLTV's executive producer Stephen Penchek. Dr. Colehep is proud of the progress the class is making.
We got a fantastic group this year, all seniors, which is great to let them kind of dig into the campus culture. We're in a written format primarily, but we're also trying to up our game in terms of photos, potentially integrating some media elements, surveys, polls. It's going to be comprehensive. We're trying to get a lot of everything in there. If my guys can recognize a story as it's coming about and figure out how to capture that story and present it outward to their readers in a compelling way, I think that's what it's all about. See the news as it's happening, get in there and do some legitimate work to understand it yourself, and then share that understanding with the community. That's like the process. That's the goal.
Check out the Inkwell today. Coming up next, the longest-running high school football matchup in Maryland continued its thrilling form. A full recap next. Plus, winter sports have begun. We preview the boys of winter. We'll be right back.
Here at Boys Latin, we take pride in our student section, led by two seniors, Grant and Trace, who fire us up every game. With either a drum, chainsaw, or air horn, we bring the noise and are always juiced. Every grade is allowed in the student section, but the rows are named by each grade, having seniors at the front. The boys show up and show out at all the home games and many of the road games, leaving a cloud of Laker pride for all to see. We have the best student section in the MIA and all of Baltimore. Go Lakers.
You catch something? Can't catch anything on the gosh darn lures. I mean, the bass ain't even eating this trailer. Wish you could find something more affordable. Son,
did someone say affordable lures? Are you sick and tired of throwing out your old lures? Are you sick and tired of buying everything but catching nothing? Nothing? Then bring them to me. Don't waste another penny on these expensive name brand lures. Bring me your old lures for $1 off your next order, and I'll make it brand new.
Thanks, Loopy.
It really takes the leadership that I feel the senior class is lacking a little bit, you know?
I think he's really involved in the community. He's one of the leaders of One Love.
Really big factor in One Love. Made some pretty cool t-shirts.
He does a lot for carrying on with the t-shirt stuff. I think that's awesome. He's just all around great guy. Not really much to hate about him, and he's just really involved in the community. Does a great job.
He's been a very big factor for the senior class, really showing his leadership towards others, really leading by example, and that's what he does with One Love and leading the student section every game. Like he's doing everything for his senior year, and I love it. I want to follow him.
Welcome back to On the Lake with Bryce Antwerpen. I'm Bennett English. Fall sports have come to a close, and while it wasn't the best season all around, the boys did have many bright spots and highlight reel moments. Duncan Barnes, Chris Knapp, and the varsity volleyball team wrapped up their hard-fought season with an intense senior night win over Curly. The Lakers got off to a rocky start, beginning the season with some tough losses. They hit their stride in the middle of their season, winning 4 out of their 6 midseason games. Our Lakers fought hard to end the season strong, but ended up narrowly missing the playoffs. We are looking forward to watching the junior class lead the team into next season and excited to see the Boys Latin volleyball program grow over the coming years.
The Boys Latin soccer team finished in 3rd place this fall with an impressive 5-2-3 record. During the season, they had ups and downs, but ultimately finished strong, advancing all the way to the semifinals. This is the first time the team had been in the playoffs in 5 years, which was a big stepping stone for the program. The boys had strong leadership during the season with their 14 seniors on the roster, including their 4 captains, Jackson Urban, Swaney Queen, Nick Johnson, and Mason Paul. We are proud of the boys and are looking forward to next season. We caught up with some seniors on the team to reflect on their exciting season.
Obviously, we didn't get the ring on our finger, but no, definitely really happy with the guys. We worked hard. Just love the boys. It was a good group of guys.
Going to the season, we had high expectations. You know, moving down from the A, we thought we could win the whole thing. I thought we did a really good job this year. We fell a little bit short, but the guys put in a lot of hard effort, and it really showed off.
We have really a lot of seniors really driving this culture. We really wanted to win this year. We know we could have gone all the way to the championship. We fell a little short of that, but still really happy with the effort that we put in and what we achieved throughout the season.
Senior leadership was definitely very high, especially towards the end of the season. I remember we played Park. We started all of our seniors. Coach definitely relied on the seniors a lot, and we always brought the energy to practice, and we were just a fun group to be around.
We had a lot of guys that are multi-sport athletes, so it was hard getting them, you know, to transition from sport to sport, but everybody contributed, and I think it was a really good senior class.
Decided not to play soccer at the beginning of the year, and then I really missed it. Really missed out on my teammates and my friends having fun. So I wanted to get out there and join some of the guys. So I was really lucky to get out there with some of the guys and join a little late, but it was fun.
Next, let's congratulate our cross-country team on a successful season. Our 7 varsity and 7 JV runners showed so much heart as they trained every day, even battling through injury to get to the championship. where we saw new records all around. Win Waters led the Lakers with a 9th place finish at the MIAA Conference Championship. Congrats to the Lakers cross-country team, and we are looking forward to seeing what they can do next fall.
Okay, no need to set this one up again. Right to the video. A few miles up Falls Road, it was a Laker takeover. The boys were laser focused for this one. You can feel the intensity in this shot right here, can't you? The first quarter, no score. Liam White frozen rope, down the middle. Ryan Kelly makes it look easy and so smooth. Into the end zone for the first points of the game. 7-0 Lakers after the kick. Second quarter now, game tied at 7. Lakers driving. White drops the pass, scans the field, and hits Mason Prout down the left sideline. Smokes his defender, in for the easy TD. Lake back on top, 14-7. Late second quarter now. White again to Prout, this time across the middle. Prout powers into the end zone for a second touchdown of the day. Matt Meredith's kick would make the score 21-7, and that point would prove to be huge. The defense played big all day, making big plays and crucial stops on third down. The boys kept the Crusaders' playmaker Luke Baird in check, led by Drew Wayberg, who broke his finger early, but toughed it out and played through it. Late fourth quarter, after a Crusaders touchdown, makes the score 21-20. They line up to try for 2 and the lead. The QB rolls out and finds Laker captain Tyrell Moore with the huge interception. The Lake Show defense slams the door shut on the victory. A few plays later, Liam White takes the knee and Coach Tony Renato gets the Gatorade bath. The Lakers win 21-20 the final. The 5th consecutive win over that team. Those kids, that's cool. We caught up with Coach, the captains, and some others after the thrilling victory.
I just did my job. I pressed him, stayed on his hip. Quarterback threw it right to me.
It went unbelievable, man. Beat the team on Falls Road again for the 5th time in a row. No better feeling in the world to end on my last game like that. So proud of my boys, proud of my coaches. We balled out today.
As advertised, it's always going to be a really close game. It's going to be really competitive, really tight, and that was definitely the case today.
It feels good. Nobody likes losing, but I sure like winning, so it's a good feeling. It's 3 years in a row, so, you got to love it.
Feels amazing, Everyone as a team, we just did our thing, did the right thing at the right times, got it done. Our team did play great.
I thought we played great. Tyrell Moore with a good last-second stand. That was really cool to see. I'm just really excited that we could come out with the win.
Hey, we do it for the Lake. We want heartbeat. We family.
There aren't words, man. Special. Tyrell Moore is really special to me.
He's a dog. That's all I got to say. Everyone knows he's a dog. Can't wait for his future in college. He's going to ball out, and I'm proud of him.
Tyrell's a beast, man. He goes to work every day.
No other person deserved to touch that ball more than Tyrell Moore in that situation.
A lot of credit to our seniors and Coach Renato in his first year. What a great way to finish out the year. The seniors have had some ups and downs, and all of them held their head high. They worked really hard, and just a lot of grit and determination, not just today, throughout the course of the season, but especially today.
I don't want to hit on the other senior class, but I think they're probably the best senior class I've had so far. But I'm really going to miss Sean Crowley and Tyrell Moore. Those guys are great.
This entire senior class, that's how the game plan was manifested around the senior class and kind of built around these guys. We want to manufacture that, and they took it over, man.
I think it was one of the best ones we've had. Definitely the best ones I've had when I was here.
Season overall didn't go how we wanted to, but really at the end of the day, it's about this rivalry. And we came out here, did what we had to do, got the win.
Our defense made a huge stop there. I'm so proud of them. They've worked so hard all season. Great stop, and then we were able to finish it. And, we talked in the huddle before that. We got 5 yards to go. 2nd and 5, we got 5 yards to go for the rest of our season, and we did it. And I'm proud of my guys for that.
I think just preparation. We prepared so intensely this week in practice with everything. All types of situations, back against the wall situations, kind of like that at the end, and we were just ready.
Close games breed good TV, so great game.
It was great, man. I love the moment. It's amazing.
What an experience that was. Our student section is impressive. Well, that wraps fall sports. Moving on to the dark times, otherwise known as daylight savings time and the winter sports season. Hockey, wrestling, squash, and basketball are up and running with expectations high and players ready to contribute. Starting on the mat, the Lakers wrestling team is primed for a successful season after a tough 2022. The team hopes to bounce back with a strong year with some great wrestling from Lakers' own Galliani, Fitz Cook, EJ Hill, Sevi Lombardo, and Will Bagby. Coach Justin Fish gave us a preview of his expectations.
The goal for every season is just to make these guys better wrestlers and to compete in a pretty tough MIAA. But honestly, the ultimate goal is to get some state champions. And I think we got some shot with some of the guys this year. We got some talented juniors coming up and some guys coming in, and that's the goal, keep spitting out state champs and get some guys wrestling in college.
I'm really excited about the wrestling season coming up. We got a great group of guys, and I'm ready to get back in the room and see some action.
This year I think we're getting some new singlets, so I'm excited about that. I also like, just in the change of seasons in sports, I like being able to spend time with some different people, so wrestling allows me to do that.
The squash team is back on the court with a new home. This year, home games will be played at the Calvert School, just a few miles from the BL campus, not to be confused with the Calvert Hall School in Towson. The return of several key team members, like Mike Meredith, have hopes high for a great season. Senior Evan Dackman is excited to see what the team can do.
I'm expecting a great season from the squash team. We're looking really good for this year. 3 great seniors coming out, especially with our leader, Michael Meredith. I have full trust in that guy.
My personal goal would be to probably win three matches, and then team goal would be to win the Philly tournament.
That's a great end to our season. We get a chance to compete nationally in Philadelphia in the end of February, take on schools from all over the U.S., and fingers crossed that we'll have a good run out there to end our season.
The hockey boys are back on the ice. The Lakers ice hockey team went all the way to the semifinals last year, losing in the last second to Gilman. Tough loss, but great season. Moving on. The boys had preseason skates this year to get the ball rolling and everyone warmed up. Coach V didn't lose any seniors from last year's squad, so the team is full of leadership and experience. Combined with some new blood, the sky is the limit for the Lake Show on the ice this year. The season opener versus Archbishop Curley was electric. The boys took the W behind senior captain Nick Chan and the boys at Mount Pleasant Arena. Come out and support the hockey team on its road to its first championship in the past 11 years.
We thought we were done with all the major changes here once construction was over. Well, here's one more for you. Varsity basketball has a new head coach. Mr. Dominic Milburn has been named as new head coach, replacing the departed Adam Spinella. More on Coach Spinella in a moment. Coach Milburn comes to BL from St. Mary's College, where he was associate head coach, and Salisbury University, where he was an assistant coach after graduating in 2014. The team looked good in a scrimmage versus Friends School earlier this month, and the guys are excited for the season.
Back to Coach Spinella. Coach is making the move to the highest level, something he has dreamed of since he was a young boy. He will be a scout in the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers and is ready to take on that role.
I got offered a job to join the Philadelphia 76ers in their scouting department, in their front office. Really cool opportunity personally, professionally. I think everybody kind of dreams as a kid of being involved at the highest levels of the sport that you care about the most. And I'm really fortunate to have the opportunity to go pursue something like that at this point in my life.
I'm really happy for him, actually. A lot of people don't say that often, but I am happy for him. It's a great opportunity. He just had a kid, so it's a big move for him and his family, so very happy for him.
Boys Latin's an amazing place. For me, I've always had 2 kind of career goals. The first one is to try to work in the NBA, again, the dream that everybody wants to chase. But the real one that I've been working towards for over a decade is to be a coach and a head coach someday. And Boys Latin was the first school to take the opportunity and really take the chance on me.
It's really sad. A lot of us had a really great relationship with Coach Spinella, and he was a good coach. But, we're all happy for him. He's moving on he's got a great job in the NBA.
Spinella was a great guy. Him and I hit it off immediately. We were kind of part of the same BL draft class, if you will. We kind of came in the same year, in a teaching capacity at least. Super cerebral guy, really smart, highly intellectual. Like I said, it's going to be really successful at the next level. It stinks to lose him, though.
It's always really bittersweet to leave a place like this that has impacted me so profoundly because of the relationships with students and with my coworkers here in the building.
He's taught me a bunch of life lessons just off the court, and he's taught me a bunch of stuff I know on the court, so I'm grateful for him. And he helps me with college recruitment and stuff, and talks to my mom about it, and he's just really family guy, good guy. So
thank you to everybody in the community for embracing me and allowing me to say my terrible dad jokes, to have as many tight-knit relationships as I've had. I think the students have let me be me. The faculty here have let me be me. I've I'm going to miss everybody and all the people that I coach and taught in particular. But more than anything, I'm just really grateful for my 2 years here on Lake Avenue.
We will miss Coach Spinella here at Boys Latin and thank him for his hard work and time here on Lake Ave.
That's a look at the winter slate. So make sure to show up and show out. Support your fellow Lakers on the ice and the courts.
Back to you, Nick and Marcus.
Thanks, Bryson Bennett. I have a good feeling about this winter sports season. Let's keep that student section rocking.
And here's a nice little story to end off the show. As many know, Joey Keller made varsity football as a freshman with the potential to see playing time. With all of that excitement going into the scrimmage against McDonough in August, Joey sadly faced an injury after just 2 plays. He found out he couldn't play all season, but worked hard and recovered to make an appearance in uniform before the end of the season. Great job, Joey, on your recovery. We're looking forward to you showing what you can do next year.
That is a good way to end the show, Nick. It's awesome to see Joey bounce back from such a tough injury. That'll do it for this episode of On the Lake. Thanks to our guest and all who contributed. And thanks to you for watching On the Lake.
Are we done speeding?
Cut it.